listen-only mode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live webinar for reverse lead customers. So, in this webinar, I'm going to show you exactly how to 10x or 100x your results with the reverse lead application. Now, how do we make this happen? So, let's talk about that, right? So, how do we make it happen? How do we structure this in a way that makes the most sense and all that good stuff? All right. So, the main thing with reverse lead application, right, is it allows you. Let's talk about that introduction, right? What is it? Right. So what it does is it allows you to create incentives, right, to give rewards away for loyalty programs for businesses. This could be an offline business. It could even be an online business or whatever, right? Now, the best example I can give you is this demo website we have here, which is duckdonuts.info. So as an example, let's say the business is duckdonuts.info and you're here. Now you wanted to basically start using this and you have a customer come in. Now you can set this up for clients as well, right? So when they come in here, let's say, and the users come in and they want to buy something, right? So let's say here we have a dozen, donuts or whatever, right? So you see here, that's 12 points, right? For every, so you get 2 points for this, right? Once you buy this. Now, if you get 12 points, you get free 6 donuts, right? Half a dozen donuts, 6 donuts, right? So that means if we order 2 of these, right? So I put 2 as a quantity, I click add to cart, and then we go into the cart here, and then we click checkout, right? And then let's see here, and once we're done, so it adds some details here, right? So let me actually fill in some quick details here real quick, and then we can get going here. Cool. Now, this is what happens, okay? Now, pay close attention. So let me zoom this in for you here real quick. All right. So now it says, thank you for your order. Open picture settings on your phone and scan the code below to get using this, and you have a customer come in. Now, you can set this up for clients as well, right? So when they come in here, let's say, and the users come in and they want to buy something, right? So let's say here we have a dozen, donuts or whatever, right? So you see here, that's 12 points, right? For every, so you get 2 points for this, right? Once you buy this. Now, if you get 12 points, you get free 6 donuts, right? Half a dozen donuts, 6 donuts, right? So that means if we order 2 of these, right? So I put 2 as a quantity, I click add to cart, and then we go into the cart here, and then we click checkout, right? And then let's see here, and once we're done, so it adds some details here, right? So let me actually fill in some quick details here real quick, and then we can get going here. Now, this is what happens, okay? Now, pay close attention. So let me zoom this in for you here real quick. All right. So now it says, thank you for your order. Open picture settings on your phone and scan the code below to get your reward points right now. So pretty cool. So I have my phone here. So let me show you how that works, okay? So let me actually bring my phone here. So you see that right here. I'm on my phone. You see this right here? My screen right now. So I've scanned this, and you see how it says on the thing, tap here to go to Duck Donuts, the reward please, .com. So now, info. So now it's going to ask me for the name, right? So we'll say Paul, and put the email, so whatever you want to put here in the email you want to put, right? And then let me put my email here. And then it's going to ask you for your phone number. It's optional, by the way, right? You can put in your phone number and then click continue. Once you do that, look at this. Congratulations, you have earned 2 points. Okay? Now, that means if you see this little icons here, let me highlight this right now so you can see carefully. See these icons here? We need to collect more of these. So once we fill up all this stuff here, right, you're going to get all the rewards, and it's going to automatically unlock the donuts, right? That half a dozen donuts or whatever you wanted to do. I click on view rewards here, right? Check this out. So it's going to show you free coffee, 5 points, not enough points to get free coffee here. We only have 2 points, I think, right now. And then 12 points to get the half a dozen donuts, and birthday party, 40 points, and that's the thing, right? Now, you can go to My Rewards and you can always see like how many rewards you have and all that stuff here. And it's automatically going to update in your account right here using the QR code system. So this is how the system works. Now, let's talk a little bit about the behind the scenes stuff, and then I'm going to walk you through it. So if you see carefully here, I want 2 reward points, right? So how did we set up this, right? This free coffee, right? How do you set it up? Because it could be a free product, free, for example, if it's a restaurant, free pizza, right? If it's a pizza place, or if it's maybe a nice fine and dine restaurant, free dessert or free appetizer, right? And you can set it up. And then this is usually 12 points. How do you set this up, right? I'll talk to you. These are the two rewards that we set up that people can do the QR code and set up right away. Okay. So now what we have to do is we need to go into the application and set something like this up. So I'll show you exactly how to do this, right? And then what you need to do, what you shouldn't be doing, and all that good stuff as we go along. Okay? So hopefully you're following along with me up until this point, okay? Because now I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna go to a little bit more advanced stuff, which is okay, we have this stuff where it's tracking, right? Not enough points, we have enough points, and that's the thing. And you can always do it in such a way where it's automatically gonna update itself. So if I go back into, for example, the donuts or the page, right? Let me pull this up here. If I go back here and I make more purchases, let's say let's go in here and then we make tons of purchases. Let me do that. So let's say we make a purchase of like 12 of these, right? And then we click add to cart, right? And if you make more and more purchases, right, you get 2 points. So what happens is you're basically making people buy every day, right? So every day if somebody purchases, let's say they make 10 orders or 12 orders or whatever, it's going to add up and it's going to auto update based on that QR code system that is linked to the mobile device, right? So that means once I make this purchase, if I bring my phone here back again, right here, this is going to automatically update. But it says not enough points. It's going to automatically say you have enough points to claim a free coffee. And in the back end for that business, it could be a coffee shop. It could even be an e-commerce business, by the way, right? Like if somebody bought, let's say, two pairs of shoes, you give them so many points that next time around they buy another pair of shoes or clothes or it's a print on demand or mugs or whatever it is. The third one is for free or something like that, right? It's a loyalty based system. Hotels work the same way, right? If you're staying 2 nights with us, we're going to give you the third night half off, or you're staying 5 nights, the sixth night is for free. You get the idea, right? So it can be used in different industries like so. Now, I think all the stuff opening up right now with the COVID-19 stuff, a lot of businesses are looking for this kind of a system right now, so they can get back the customers who haven't come visited their store. Like imagine a restaurant or a hotel. They were not getting the kind of customers they would have had before pre-COVID. Now they're going to get throughout going into the next few months, right? So it's a very, very critical system. So now let's set up the process from the very beginning, right? So the first thing that you need to do, like to set this whole thing up, is you need to go and set up a store, okay? So everything becomes with a store. So in the case here, let's say you're setting up a donut store. I have one set up right here, but I'll show you how to create it from scratch here, okay? The first thing it's going to ask you is the store name. So in this case, let's say we wanted to build this Duck Donuts thing, right? As this, you can put Duck Donuts, right? I'm just showing it as an example. But your store location, where do you want to put it? I'm going to put it San Diego, United States, for example, right? Wherever the store location is ultimately here, okay? Keep that in mind. Wherever the store location is. So that means, let's say the store is located in New York City or whatever, it's going to be located there. Does that make sense? Now, the next thing is it's asked for store URL, right? Add your store URL, and this is where you want to set up. So let's say yours is Donuts Place or whatever, right? And then, or you can say maybe Donut Shop, right? It says available, so Donut Shop, and what time zone you want to put. Since it's California, I'm going to put Pacific time because you need to know that, right? Like which time zone you're creating it. Now, one thing is that this particular URL, you see this, right? Donutshop.rewards.io can also be your own domain name, okay? So for example, you just have to set up a CNAME record in your domain registrar so that it points to this, and then it will be perfectly set up. So all you have to do is set up a CNAME record to point to this URL when somebody visits your domain name. That's all it really is. You have some tutorials on that as well in the tutorial section right here in the help section in the top right here, okay? So that's what you want to get into. So it depends on different domain registrars, right? There's GoDaddy, Namecheap, HostGator. I don't know which one you're using domain registrars. That's different for different ones where you set it, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, not really difficult. It should be very basic stuff. So now you click Save. Now we got the store created. So now once the store is created, we go into the dashboard here like so, right? And you'll see all your stores, right? So if you go back to stores here, see I have this, Duck Donut store I just did right now. So now you click here, you see these are the spots. Let me kind of zoom this in so you can see a little bit better, right? So I'll walk you through these steps. So first one,
You can visit this. This is the dummy store, right? You can visit it. Right now, I didn't add anything. So you would start off with adding a reward. Okay, and I'll go through that in just a second. A reward basically means, okay, in the case of donuts, you buy 10 orders, you're gonna get, the 11th order, whatever, free. Or you buy so many donuts, you're gonna get 20 points per purchase. You get the idea. You can add a gift. Like, what is the gift, right? You add a reward, but what are you gonna give as a gift when somebody does it? Then you have the autoresponder option. I'll get to that in just a second. This is basically where you can automatically email people based on what actions they take, saying something like, hey, look, you're so few points away. They're like 3 points away or 2 points away from getting free donuts, right? Or half a dozen donuts for free. You get my point, right? So this is something you can do, which is super, super powerful, right? As you can imagine. So now, I'll get to that in just a bit. Now you got retargeting codes. I'll go to that in just a second. This is the CNAME I was telling you about, right? You click on CNAME here. You see this is what I'm trying to CNAME URL. So basically it says make sure the CNAME is pointed to donutshop.sweet.io. For you, it's going to be something else. And so when you put the CNAME URL, right? It's going to give you the exact setting. So let's say your domain name, okay, is a specific domain name related to this. You would set it up. And also, it says please make sure that you have installed as a sub certificate or subdomain if you want to map to rigorously. Okay, Cloudflare provides default self-hosted domain and subdomain. So basically, here this is the URL, right? This is where you type in what domain name you're going to use to point here, right? And then it's going to give you the records that you need to point to here, and then you should be good to go. Super easy, straightforward stuff, depending on what domain registrar you're using. Now, the other one is clone, right? Meaning you can clone this campaign. So what we want to start off with is add reward, right? I mean, that's the first thing. So when you go in here and click add reward, and it's going to ask you a bunch of stuff here. What is the reward name? What's the reward description? And so on and so forth, right? Now, the trick is, okay, this is what I kind of wanted to explain here is you need to understand a couple of points here. Customer redeem validity. Okay, how many days is it going to take for them to redeem this? And immediately, can they redeem it later? You get my point, right? That means if they fulfill that, do you want to give them that reward right away? So here, in the case of donuts, right? We're going to say free coffee if they get 5 points, let's say, right? So earn 5 points to receive a free coffee, right? And then reward points. How many reward points do we need to give for coffee? I want to give 5 points, right? And then there's an evergreen mode, which is basically where this will be displayed permanently in the store membership to redeem. Okay, you can do that, or you can even make it like time sensitive, like this offer is going to expire in 14 days. You see in Starbucks do it. You see other companies do it where we have a spring special, you have a winter special, you have a Christmas special, you get my point, right? Easter special, whatever the case might be. So you can do that as an evergreen thing or also like a very time sensitive mode, okay? Now we click save here. And let's look on choose template next, okay? Now here, you see this. These are the templates that we want to use. Okay, in this case, I'm using copy, so I can use the copy one on top, but you have different templates here. Birthday gifts here. These are AirPods. You can give physical products away for free. You can give whatever you want for free ultimately, okay? You can give burger points and so on. I'll show you a secret strategy with this in just a second, okay? So first thing, let's click on this one, right? Free coffee, okay? Now we click that one. So then you're gonna need, in this case, it just shows the template. Ignore that 8 points. It's just a template to show you how to look. So now click on customize template here, and we can customize things here, right? We can, change the image here. You can upload any image you want. For example, you don't like this coffee mug, you can put another coffee thing here, right? For example, you get the point. You can go here by clicking on the upload button and changing that image to anything else that you want. Now, the next thing that you can do after you've done so, and of course you can change the color thing right here, as you can see. I'm going to leave it default because you can be spending hours just tweaking colors, for example. Now let's click on, as you can see here, coupon email notification. Okay, from who will this email be sent to, right? So here, check this out. It says here, okay, let's talk about it. Rewards redeem comment email notification. Basically, what it's saying here is that automatically when a customer redeems a reward, it sends them a notification. When customer is a few points away, it's going to send them an email notification. This is the short code that you see to the right. Meaning, if I say, hey, Jeff, hey, Melissa, and then put this tag, your tag, which is your free coffee reward or whatever, expires in, right, in these many days. So please make sure that you put this URL and redeem it, stuff like that, right? and you can put this. There's a dummy email here that you can use and save. Now, for this email to go, you gotta click and configure here in this step. So if I click on this, I'll go here, integration, and then you see autoresponder integration here. You can automatically integrate this with all these autoresponders, or you can connect your own SMTP as well. Okay, it's up to you what you want to do. Like if you go into other notification and click on SMTP and connect, it's going to ask you for these details. So you can put some details in here and then automatically set it up. So for example, I have some SMTP I got from Mailgun. So Mailgun provides you free sends, right? To do so. So you can go to mailgun.org. So you can go to Google and you type in Mailgun. You can get their IDs here. So you can see here, right? Go to Mailgun, click on pricing, right? They have like a free plan as well that where you can start sending right away. So if you go into their main product, you'll see that. Okay. Anyway, there's tons of these you can use. You can use Mailgun, you can use anything you want really, or any autoresponder. You can even use it to go to webinar and all that stuff. Okay. So if I have my details here, I'll just put in a detail something like this here, right? So I put my SMTP details for Mailgun here, and then I would put like a port here. Mailgun is going to give you all the details, by the way, don't worry. But it's going to be something like this. Okay, you set up this stuff, you put in your your password and your name and username, and then you can just literally get up and running right away. Okay. So you can do this. So for example, I have my email details I'm putting up here, which you can again get from Mailgun. That's just an example. It can be anything. You can even use this as autoresponders and so on. So once I click save here, it's going to say successfully. It's going to say SMTP test email. Do you want to send this test? I can have a test email send just to see if it's working fine. And then I can test it out here. So it's pretty easy, straightforward to go. Again, this is just one of the things, but you can go into autoresponder and connect it to any email autoresponder here as well. Okay, that's also there. And also the payment integrations here also come into play in just a second. I'll get to that in a bit. Now you can integrate with PayPal, Stripe, Razorpay to take payments. Okay, so it doesn't have to just rely on PayPal. You can set it up with any system right here. Now let's go back to the store here. Okay, real quick here. And then I'll explain to you a little bit about what you can do here. So here we've set the point. So we set up the coffee thing, right? We can now set up the QR code, right? How it's going to look here, okay? And here they are scan to reveal the reward, the one I showed you here, and then unlock this code, right? And you can set up the QR code to set it up. And the other thing is you can have it to even enable a membership URL. So as soon as they put this, it's going to send them to a specific page so they can sign up or register and that sort of thing. But by default, it's pretty good enough, right? I mean, the page looks nice. And then you can go to settings one more time and do email notification, and then language settings as well here if you want to change the language to your desire. Like let's say you want to change it to another language and so on, you can change it here as well in that language setting. So if you're trying to reach a different country and that's the thing, you can definitely do so here. Now, the other thing that is available here specifically is reward reorder. This is basically if you want to make that free coffee come in second and then half a donut for free first, you can do that too. Now, there's a little trick that I'm going to let you in that is super powerful. So, for example, going to set points here, you can set this point so you can edit it. So Duck Donuts says, yeah, 1 point here and that sort of thing. You can do that. Or you can even add new and set more points for something here, right? So for example, if I say free, wireless earphones, and then I can do that, and I'm going to give that if they make 50 points, for example, because I want to build loyalty. So because it might take them 30 days, let's say, to achieve this, let's say, okay? Like click save, and you can do that. Now, the trick is, okay, this is the trick, okay? And this is what I do as well with big companies and that sort of thing. And today, I'll mystify that for you in just a second. But what I do is when you create a new reward, right? So let's say the reward name is free wireless earphones or earbuds or whatever, right? This is pretty hot right now. And then you say get 50 reward points to get free wireless earphones, right? And then how many reward points do we need? 50. Okay, I'm going to make 50 here. I'm not going to put evergreen mode, okay? This one is only 30 days validity for this one because, you can't just give it to everybody. Click save. And then here, you can go back to choose templates here, and then you can put anything here. So here, you see this AirPods or whatever, I can choose this as an option for the time being. Right? I mean, again, I can change this to another image that suits that earphones or whatever, right? And then you got the coupon email notification I just showed you just recently. And that. Now, to get this earbuds, okay, this is the trick, okay? And I use this so successfully, it works extremely, extremely well. So all you have to do, okay, is go to Google and just put Ali Baba, right? Free samples. That's it. That's it. That's all I need you to do. Put in Alibaba free samples. You can click here. And this also works with AliExpress, by the way. You can also do AliExpress free sample. And then you can go in here and show you both. So let me show you here. So now here, check this out. Free samples, ear pods, free samples, and that sort of thing. So when you go here, and specifically, you see all these with a free sample that they're sending over to a person. This is, for example, these earphones they can send as a free sample to check out. You have these wireless earpods, right? For example, all these products here, like even this one right here, they are free samples that they're willing to ship if want to do so, right? Now, of course, it's going to take some time to ship, right? Obviously, this particular product, maybe 7 days or 10 days, but who cares, right? At the end of the day, imagine you're approaching business and say, look, I'm going to run the campaign. I'm going to give a free year pods away or whatever, and this company is going to ship it. And this can be how many products are here? Let me show you how many are there which are free here. Okay, 1,169. Let me see here. 1,016,928 products that have a free sample that they're giving away. You can even press here, right? You see free shipping here, so then you'll know which ones are even shipping stuff for free. This free sample is shipped for free, for example, right? There's 76,000 of these results. That means if I'm running a campaign like this, imagine, right? Would you see yourself where a ton of people would go crazy for this, right? Where they're like, oh, I can get a free coffee for 5 points, but 50 points, I can get one of these earbuds, which are so cool, wireless earbuds. Now, it's not costing you a single penny. Like you send this as a free sample, get this as free. You can send from your 76,000 products, right? Whenever it reaches them, it reaches them. It didn't cost you a single penny, right? Now, that's a big deal for businesses, right? A lot of businesses out there, they don't want to spend money for giving away stuff like this or stuff like that, which you see here. But if you say, like, let me pay for it on your behalf, now you got them, right? Does that make sense? Are you with me so far? Right? So now, this is where it is important that you follow along with what I'm trying to teach you. So now, we followed along here up until this point, which is we have the rewards, right? So if you go into the rewards, and we have the free wireless thing, we gave this up here, we're giving away free coffee, right? Now, if you go into any coffee shop locally, you're going to, for example, any e-commerce business, you're going to a hotel, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. People want free stuff, right? And they will come back to that hotel, stay more days to get those rewards. They'll come back to that coffee shop. They'll come back to that restaurant, that pizza place. They'll come back to that even a service-based business, right? If it's a law firm, let's say you can say you have, let's say chiropractor, right? Have 5 appointments with that chiropractor, and you're gonna get the sixth. You're gonna get earpods free if you go five, right? 5 sessions with them. Or you have a massage therapist, or you have, for example, a lawyer, accountant, whatever, right? It can also work for services really, really well. Now, my point though is ultimately, first of all, what did I teach you so far? I taught you how, and this also works for the gift card system, by the way, which is another option that you have available here, which is the same concept, right? Where you can have somebody collect a bunch of points and then redeem it with a gift card or pay a bunch of money and get that gift card. Same like what you've seen with gift cards like an Amazon gift card or, for example, a Starbucks gift card or whatever, right? You can also do gift card system. But then ultimately it all comes down to the rewards, right? If you can understand what I'm saying. And then you have the analytics here, which is going to show you how many people have redeemed the points, how many people are so close to redeeming, what is your conversion rate, meaning how many people actually ended up buying more stuff, right? Pretty standard stuff. But what did I teach you so far? Firstly, I showed you how to create a reward system, and I showed you also how to, think about it from the perspective of the end customer, right? Now, so that means if we were to give two of these rewards, right? So let's say we give ear pods, right? And plus we gave free coffee, right? So we can do this stuff, right? It's not that difficult. So if we give free coffee, right? Now the thing though is ultimately the best way to take advantage of it is unless you have your own coffee shop or a pizza place or a law practice or chiropractor, a practice, or maybe you have a massage place or whatever, right? Unless you have one of these or spas or whatever, right? You cannot really utilize this right away, correct? The best way then is to go and get a bunch of businesses which which are the low hanging fruit, okay? Low hanging fruit businesses, right? Um, hanging fruit businesses that are easy to deal with, that are already built within the Rewardsly platform, and then you make them a client, okay? And you charge them money for these campaigns. Because see, look, you're actually generating more revenue for doing the stuff for that business, correct? Does that make sense? You are. If somebody ends up getting 50 points for this year pass, let's say, right? Then that means that 50 points means that they must have gone to that business and spend maybe two, 300 bucks or 200 bucks or something like that, right? So you got them a business where somebody spent maybe even $500 that they wouldn't have spent otherwise. Just one customer I'm talking about here, right? In the case of a, let's say, a chiropractor or a massage therapist or a spa, right? If they're getting 5 treatments, easily it's going to be $500 at the minimum, right? So you're getting them $500 for just one customer. So at the end of the day, you could charge them easily $500 a month or more for this service, right? For just one client. Now, how do we get this $500 per month client is what you should be looking at, right? First of all, because it's not just about, okay, I'm going to start charging somebody $500 right away. Well, there's a trust factor, and then there's also which industries will do well doing this and all that stuff, right? So my point here is I'm going to showcase today, and I'm going to solve this issue for you, where I'm going to give you a minimum of 100, right? Big ticket clients, just like this, right? Big ticket clients who are actually going to spend $500. For them, spending $500 a month is like you basically, buying milk or groceries or eggs. It's like an important thing for their business, right? So for them, $500 is like $5 to you, right, per month. So that means at the end of the day, where do you get them? And I'm going to show you how to get them every single day. That means if you multiply this, it's 3,000 per month, 36,000 per year, and they're on and they forth. Like big businesses, decision makers especially. Because see, one of the things is I'm going to show you this platform and I'm going to show you how to do this. Like you just the fact that you can give away your parts for free, it's not costing you a single penny. The Alibaba business or the AliExpress or whatever, these businesses they want clients, so they're shipping these free samples over as a loyalty thing. You only need to send maybe 30 or 25 of these, let's say, for the client. That alone, you could say, look, I'm giving that campaign from my pocket. That's costing me thousands of dollars. Just pay me $500 per month. It's easy sell, right? I mean, why wouldn't they? Because it's not costing them a single penny out of pocket, and you're actually doing the campaign for them. But they don't know that it's not costing you a single penny either, right? That's the better part of it. Now, there are two components here though. Not only do you need to get these clients, you need to get them to pay you this $500, right? That's the big part. Because there is a strategy that I do, which is completely an autopilot, where I get the person, I get the client, right? And then the next thing is I make them automatically get into a process where they start paying $500 a month. And there is a process as well. It's important because here's my point to you, right? And this is something a lot of people make a mistake of, and I hope you don't too, but I have done that mistake many times. If I gave you 100 big ticket clients today, this could be restaurant owners, this could be chiropractors, this could be, for example, lawyers, accountants, restaurants, it could be coffee shops, whatever, right? If I gave you 100 of such businesses today, the problem is, can you handle them, right? Because how are you going to talk to 100 businesses? How are you going to handle that many amount of people? And what if you don't want to deal with people who are problematic, right? Or who have too many demands or who don't understand the power of this? You don't want to waste your time, right? And you want to make sure that you spend the least amount of time and you make the most amount of revenue, right? So for that, you need automation, okay? That's the big part I want to make sure you understand. Because it's not that difficult because people always make a mistake, and even I made it where I thought not having enough clients was my mistake or is what I lacked, right? Like not having 100 clients a day, or if I could just get 10 clients, then I'll be set, right? Well, that's just the start. It's not about the clients. It's about how can you automate it so you can sort of remove the people who are a waste of your time or who are not interested or whatever automatically. You sort them out and you only deal with people who are interested with you. That way, even if it's only 3 people out of 100 who are interested, they've already pre-qualified themselves to pay you this $500 a month. So you don't have to spend, time with 97 other people. You're only spending time with 3 people, which is much more easier to deal with, much more easier to handle, right? This is the big thing that I want you to understand. You should always look at it in the reverse way, right? It's not about like if I gave you even 50 people today, I can give it to you. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to get 100 clients. guaranteed every single day, okay? But the problem is, even if I give you, you got to have a system in place to handle that many, and you got to have a system in place where it's auto.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live webinar that's specifically for AIWA customers. Now, in this webinar, I'm going to show you step by step how to use the application. Automated. You have to have a system in place where you can provide them value and they're happy with what you're offering, right? So that's the big thing that I'm going to teach you today, okay? For that, I need you to have an open mind, okay? That's all I'm asking you for. I need you to have an open mind, and I'll walk you through this process. Now, when I did this, okay, this is the process that I've done. So here, I'll show you what I've done, okay? This is my Payoneer account. Payoneer is basically where, all the freelance work that I've done with Upwork.com, Fiverr.com for businesses, right? A lot of these businesses are on these platforms, right? For example, just recently, if you're not familiar with it, but Upwork.com recently introduced something that I've been using and I've been making killer money doing. If you go into their main website and go to browse project catalog, okay, in their main website, they introduced something called project catalog system where you can actually do stuff for people. Like, let's say if you go to social media marketing here, there are people out there. You can post a project out there and start getting sales overnight here as well. Now, the trick here though is, what do you do to get them, and what do you do to get them to pay $500 a month? And that's the thing, first of all. But there are these platforms out there, right? So this is one of them, and the other ones that I've done as well, which is all based on wire transfers and some of the stuff that the clients do. But anyway, the point is that if you go in here, and then this is my actual account, right? So if I go to USD balance and put March 2021, and just put the statement balance and click download here. Let's open this up. This is March 1st. Look at that right here. 505,000. Then let's look at it. 579,614 bucks. So look at it. For start of the month, 505. Now it's 97. So just last month alone, about $90,000 was paid with wire transfers and all this stuff from different businesses around the world doing this stuff. And you can withdraw it with these platforms out there. And the thing is, a lot of people get stuck with, "Hey, I don't have a business to get a wire transfer." Well, Payoneer, you can actually do so. I can train you with that later on. It's just a payment thing, but the same thing with whatever you use to take payments is the same concept. But Payoneer allows you to take payments via wire transfer. So let's say some client wanted to do ACH or wire transfer for you, you can do it with Payoneer. This is what I use for a lot of my consulting clients and so on. It's much easier. They give you wire transfer anywhere in the world. Let's say I have a client in Australia or South Africa or Asia or whatever. They're like, "Oh, do you have a Swift account or for international money transfers? Can you send?" I just give them Payoneer details and Payoneer handles everything. So that's what I use for my payment system. But I'm making about $90,000 or so per month doing this right now. And a reward system is a big thing that allows me to make it happen. Now, let's go back to the main part here, okay? I'm going to show you how to get the minimum 100 big ticket clients to come to you right now and how you can automate this entire process and all that good stuff. The beauty is, right, across the board, my business make about $15,000 to $20,000 a day right now. I don't want to brag or anything. I just want to show you the system is what matters. Okay, the automation is what matters. Now let's go to the very, very first step of this equation, okay? Because a lot of people always ask this question, which is the first part of the equation, which is how do you deal with this? Like if I give you 100 clients, it's not just about the clients, right? It's about actually making sure that those clients are generating you the most amount of money, and actually you can automate this whole process and all that stuff, right? So basically, the big question a lot of people always have is like, okay, I want to get big ticket clients, but I'm not good at marketing or selling. How do I really succeed in that kind of a scenario, right? How do I succeed if I do not get I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at marketing skills and all that stuff, right? I'm sure you probably feel that way, right? I get a lot of these questions come in, especially with other rewards-free customers. So let's talk about that real quickly, okay? You see, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, okay? Selling is serving. People love to buy and be sold to. At the end of the day, right now with COVID-19 stuff, things are opening up right now with the vaccines and everything coming in. Now the point is, a lot of businesses out there, they are thinking, look, last year in 2020, a lot of our business did not do as well. We had to shut down our restaurants, our practices, or services, and all this stuff. So now things are opening up again in a crazy way. So they're looking at making twice, three times more revenue that they lost last year, right? So they're more open now than ever before to buy more stuff, right? And to actually, be able to grow their business. And the beauty is these successful businesses, which already were like your local steakhouse, your local restaurant, anybody, right, are looking for like-minded individuals who can grow their business without any risk on their part. Meaning, if that business, let me ask you this question, right? If a business, you're able to generate them $5,000 more per month in revenue, will they pay you $500 per month to manage that? Just type in yes. Because you're obviously, right, you're going to be getting them 10x more ROI, which they did not have before, meaning the revenue did not have before. And they could now multiply that and they can happily pay you from the profits that they generate, right? It's zero risk on their neck. And that's how you should look at it. The only way, right, at the end of the day, is to go through scarcity, right? The mindset of scarcity. There's no scarcity. In my opinion, there's no scarcity at all. There's abundance everywhere. But the problem is we try to skip all the abundance that's around us and always look at the negative stuff that's out there, right? And so you gotta have control over your mind. Okay, I'm gonna give you all the strategies, automations, and all that stuff, but make sure that you pay attention to have a guard of your mind. You don't want to get distracted with something else that may come up, some other negative news or whatever. Who cares? At the end of the day, there's abundance everywhere. Just the United States alone, there was a $2 trillion stimulus package and thing that was released just recently, right? That means $2 trillion came into the monetary system that was not there before. There's money there, out there, with a trillion with a T, right? You just have to go get it. That's all it is. And two of the most successful people ever to walk this planet, right? If you combine both of them, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, their biggest secret, right? Their parents, like their parents, put them into two different rooms and said, "What is your secret to success?" And both of them said, "Focus." And that means that they are in a state called a flow state. You probably heard about it, but the simple way to think about flow state is that it's the state that you're most productive. Meaning, in a flow state, in 15 minutes, you can accomplish more than what you could probably accomplish in a whole week, right? Doing normal stuff. It actually allows you to focus completely at a task without worrying about the results, without worrying about anything, and it gets you incredible results. So the secret for this that worked really well for me, and I recommend you to do is every time you're getting into a task, right, and you're getting information overload, lack of time, you're unable to focus. What I want you to do is just put 2 minutes of focus action and take 5 minutes of rest. That's all you got to do. 2 minutes of focus action, 5 minutes of rest, and then come back again and do it. After 30 minutes or 45 minutes, you're going to trick your brain to think, okay, why are you taking so much rest for every 2 minutes of work? And then you're going to not want any rest anymore, and you're going to work for an hour with the flow state. It works really well. So whenever you're tired, you're not focused enough, or you're not able to grow your business like you should, this is all you need to do, right? Because at least you're taking some action and rather than zero action, right? You gotta have high standards and think big, okay? Very, very important. One of the big things a lot of people always have a mistake of thinking is underselling their services, whether you're doing rewards, incentives, reward programs, or whatever. Last thing I want is to sell it for $50. Okay? Don't sell it for $50, please. It's just not worth your time, not worth the business's time, right? Because that person out there, right, will not appreciate you as well, right? So look at it in a perspective where if I'm going to charge $500 a month, I just need 10 clients to make $5,000 a month, right? I just need 20 to get 10,000 more per month. Or let's say that same person who spent $500 per month, what if I make them pay $1,000 a month because I'm making them 10,000 more per month rather than 5,000? Like imagine there's some restaurants out there which do around $200,000 in revenue per week, right? So that's about, what is it, like about almost 800,000 per month in revenue, right? So for them to make an extra 20, 30,000, it's not that difficult when you come in and do rewards programs, incentive programs for the existing customers plus new customers as well, right? So it's just a question of you thinking big. Go for the bigger clients. Go for the businesses that are already generating a lot of revenue, and some small business where it's just not, worth it for them to pay $500 because they themselves are barely making a break-even type of margin. This could be maybe your local mom and pop one person run family restaurant. Maybe not the best setup, right? Maybe a franchise would be better for it. Or maybe, your local steakhouse, which has much more revenue, much more traffic, is much better. You see my point, right? Go for the bigger clients. I'll show you how to get those in just a second anyways. So now the other one is to get and keep clients. Okay, they've done research and there's been a lot of research done on this. It's 6 times more easier to get existing customers to buy from you than to actually get new customers. Okay, so that means if a restaurant already has a bunch of customers, if a coffee shop already has a bunch of customers, or if a spa, right, already has a bunch of customers, or nail salon, whatever, right, then it's much easier for them to get that person, the existing clients that they already have, to run rewards programs and get those people to spend 6 times more money than it is to get new customers. Isn't that amazing when you think about it? When you have this in your arsenal, All you have to do is go to a business and say, look, I'm going to generate your revenue. Let me show you how and prove it to you that it's going to work. You run the rewards program. It can take you 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, right? Especially with a giveaway of those earbuds or whatever it is that doesn't cost you a single penny. Now it's about them and never about you, right? Because now they're going to see it's based on value, right? And this is very, very important. Value is what the marketplace perceives it as, and it's not what you think it should be. As an example, you go to a restaurant, you go to a, for example, nail salon. Somebody is making in a nail salon minimum wage, right? Dealing with uh, the work, right, in that nail salon or whatever. The point is, you should never look at it in just the input and output, but rather what value the marketplace perceives it as. So, for example, why is somebody paying minimum wage and why should you be getting paid 500 bucks a month or whatever for a service that might take you a couple of hours per month to manage, right? Well, the reason is you're providing 10x more in value, right? If that business makes 10,000 bucks a month or 5,000 bucks a month more, it will happily pay you that 500 bucks per month, right? But the secret here is, and I've seen in the chat box as well, a lot of people were asking this question, how do I get a client to pay me 2,000 bucks a month or 3,000 bucks a month? Well, don't look at it that way, okay? Start off by offering something small to a client because this actual fact, this proven fact also works for clients as well. When you're going in and offering your reverse campaigns and all that stuff, understand that these people, right, will pay you more money when they see results. So you can come in with a foot in the door strategy where you say, look, let me prove to you that it works. Then if it works, pay me 300 bucks for it, right? And now they're going to pay you 300 bucks. They're hooked, right? They're going to come in and they're going to pay you more for running more campaigns. So you can say, I'll run a 30-day campaign for you, and that's it. After that, let's say that 30-day campaign produces a ton of revenue. Can you do one more or a few more? Now you got them, right? Because they already invested something with you, even if it's only 300 bucks or 500 bucks one time. Now they're going to commit more because at the end of the day, the trust is built already. Now, why not more? Let the client first see the results that you can provide them and convince themselves of the value that you provide. Okay? I cannot stress this enough. Most important thing that you can ever do is let the client convince themselves that it's worth it, right? It's not about you convincing anybody. It's just not how you should be doing things, right? Now, so let's talk about how you can really succeed in today's world, right? With the COVID-19 and all that stuff, things change completely, okay? Things are no longer the same as they used to be before. And now to succeed, you gotta have an edge, okay? I just want to be very clear with you, and if you I agree with me if you understand this point. At the end of the day, to beat your competition, to generate say 10,000 bucks a month in revenue or whatever for your business, don't you agree with me? You gotta have an edge, some type of a secret edge, some type of a secret overall, if you will, advantage that you have over your competition, over everybody else, right? It's the same thing with every successful person. They always have some edge, some little nifty thing that they do differently that nobody else does, right? You agree with me? Well, that's the fact. No matter what people tell you, you don't want to be the generic person, right? So today I want to welcome you to the future, right? I'm going to show you how to get that unfair advantage, okay, over everybody else. Because the fastest way to get real results is you got to use some new technologies that have come up in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and personalization, where it comes down to that concept I was telling you about. I can give you 100 clients a day. I'll show you how to do this right now. I'll give you the tools, resources, and everything. But how do we combine power artificial intelligence, machine learning to weed out the people who are not serious and only attract the big ticket clients, okay, and the decision makers who are actually going to be wowed by you, or actually, actually get you the money that you deserve for the work that you put in, right? And not waste time, right? And that means I'll put my own skin in the game and I'll show you how to get a minimum of 100 clients per day, every single day, which means mathematically speaking, right? It is virtually impossible for you not to get clients with automation by your side. That means if I say you get 100 minimum per day, let's say you got zero sales with 100 clients. Let's say tomorrow you got 100 more. You got day after you got 100 more, let's say hypothetically. Don't you see where from 300 people, let's say, at least two or three will be interested in what you have to offer, especially when the deal is so good. And I'll show you how to wow them and all that to get every single advantage in your favor, right? That means what I'm going to be showing you doesn't require any traffic, any advertising, any list building, any of that mumbo jumbo stuff. Everything is automated, okay? And that's important because when it does, you remove your emotions out of the window, right? Emotions are the worst thing out there, right? Because oftentimes what happens is we bring our emotions into play, and literally that emotions can messes up because we are not fully letting the automation do it. Because you cannot wake up every day positively, right? Every day we cannot be the best day ever for us, right? So the same concept applies here. So this is where the concept comes in. Okay, McDonald's, the company, the burger company, recently acquired a company called Dynamic Yield. Okay, you can actually do some research on it real quickly. But anyway, the point is that there's an article on it, and I want to talk to you about this, which is basically Dynamic Yield. What it does is it uses big data and some machine learning stuff to actually get big ticket clients. And when customers come into McDonald's, for example, what they do is they get a different menu based on the weather. They get a different type of service based on what actions that they've taken before. For example, imagine in terms of rewards, right? When you're offering, for example, different rewards for people based on what they're interested in. If somebody's interested, let's say, to go to McDonald's to only get their, for example, a breakfast meal, right? They're not going to be interested if you offer them a free, I don't know, lunch or dinner, right? Because it's just not their main interest. So you can cater it based upon that interest, basically. That's what this technology does. So when I saw this, I realized how powerful this can be if applied in the big business. Because McDonald's, look at it, it's not, for example, a big business like an Amazon or a Google or whatever, which is the technology space, right? What they are is in a brick and mortar business, more or less, right? Serving hamburgers and whatever. Now, this means that this would apply even better for restaurants and chiropractors and all the other brick and mortar businesses, right? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to connect your results using the power of automation, using the power of machine learning, and all that good stuff. And I'll show you how. I'm going to give you the tools and resources and all that good stuff. But I know when show you this kind of stuff, it sounds great, but you might get overwhelmed. You're gonna be left behind. You're gonna feel like that was great. I came to the webinar, I learned some good stuff, but what do I do now? Like that high is gonna go away very soon, right? So what I wanted to ask you, and you can let me know, is what if I give you all the technologies? I'll show you what those technologies are. But also more than that, I'll personally coach you one-on-one on Skype, and I'll also get my whole team to help you one-on-one on Skype until you succeed, right? Using this whole process on your rewards-based services, your incentive programs, or whatever it is, right? The service you want to offer, and we'll walk you every step of the way to do it. You only pay us if you make a profit. If you do not make a profit, we don't want a single penny. Is that fair? At least that way you know that, okay, guaranteed you can implement what you're learning. And then, in a webinar, I can only spend so much time with you. So obviously, if you want myself and my team to spend maybe an hour every day with you personally to guide you through it, that'll be a big game changer for you because at least you're not overwhelmed, you're not left behind, you get undivided attention with everybody else, right? Of course, right? So now, how do we get those big ticket clients, right? So the manual process obviously before was you had to go on social media, do cold calling, cold messaging, all that mumbo jumbo stuff. Well, now you don't have to deal with that, okay? Because there's a new platform out there where you can actually simplify this whole process, which I'm going to show you, okay? So there are a bunch of 5 different tools which you're going to get access to today. Again, as I said, we'll help you out and you pay us if you make a profit. If you don't make a profit, you don't want a single penny. Fair enough? So that way at least you pay attention to it and you apply it in your business, right? So the first platform is called the client platform. This is the technology I was telling you about. Without any cold calling or face-to-face meeting, any of that stuff, you can get minimum 100 big ticket clients generated every single day and get their attention and pre-qualify them and get them to actually become a client and pay you money. Okay, now I'll walk you through how this would work, and I'll show you how this would work with rewards specifically as well, how I'm doing it. Because at the end of the day, who has the time to go and email or cold call or face-to-face meeting 100 businesses? It's not logical, and it will you'll give up very quickly, right? So this is how the platform really works, okay? And I'll walk you through how this works so you get a better idea, and you can also follow along with me as I am doing this, okay? So here's how it works. Okay, so here's how the system works. Pretty straightforward. So as an example, you can have a choice between how you do. Like in this case, for example, I got 801,840 different business owners. You see how it says principal, chief of everything, creative director. I see managers. Basically, these are the decision makers, right, around the world, whichever part it is, right? Now, the point is, it's not about the number of clients; it's the quality of the clients, right? And we use different platforms to make it happen. We have a source of over around 800 million big ticket clients around the world that we get this from, and it gets constantly updated. Now, this can be in any country alone. Just in the US alone, we have about 200 million just in the US alone. So anyway, let's say you want to get specific people. You want to drill it down, right? Let's say I want to get Greater New York area, and I want to find specifically people who are, CEOs or chief executives of their business and that sort of thing. I'm not talking about gatekeepers like secretaries and that sort of thing, right? So let's say I type in, I drill it down and I find CEO, right? In Greater New York area, I find only the CEO And by the way, it can be anything, right? You can even go. So it's 2,191 people that have sorted, right? Much more easier to deal with, more than better than 800 or 1 million or 20 million, whatever. It's not logical. So now we've drilled it down. Now you can drill it down even more to find out only restaurant owners in Greater New York area. Only, for example, car dealerships, let's say. Only, for example, chiropractors. Only, for example, motels, or only, for example, spas or nail salons or whatever, right? You can cater to it based on the niches that you do. And there are 300 low-hanging fruit niches that I know work really well, and I'm guaranteeing you they'll work better than any otother niches. So I'll talk about those 300 niches as well. So today I'll show you those 300 so that you don't have to worry about what niches do I go into. Like I know everybody's saying coffee shop, but you want to have an edge over everybody else, right? The last thing you want is you go in and do your reverse lead services and you just go to all coffee shops, just like everybody else. Not the smartest thing, right? There's not that many coffee shops which is useful here. So anyway, once I've drilled it down and I've done it, here you go. I refresh it and it's going to drill it down. You see this 20,000 is what it's sorted, and I've got those very targeted people. Now, what I can do now, again, this could be 2,000, it could be 20,000, it could be even 100,000, but the shorter, the smaller it is, the better. Now I do something called, I click one button here, and automatically, not only is it going to get me the details of this person, now imagine this, okay? I get their actual email address that they've used for the last 1 week. We use a Fortune 500 company, which actually does this process. They have machine learning systems that they work with, biggest companies out there. You can imagine companies like Salesforce, companies like you can imagine some of the biggest companies in the world in any sector you can imagine, right, are all using this technology to get the most recent email address you sign up. So that means it is not somebody who is, for example, in business and they stopped in that business, they retired or whatever some years ago. No, these are people who actually are decision makers in their company and their actual email address. It's not something like a info at some company or whatever, right? Now you got their email, right? You got their actual email. You're also going to be able to get their website, their actual logo of their business, and all that good stuff, right? And it's going to grab all the information for them because again, we use a Fortune 500 company which gets us this information, and this is the only way we can do it because there are certain ways that to legally do it, ethically do it, and that's the thing. That's why the integration has to happen. Now, once you got this information, now what do you do next? Okay, what we do is we do something to blow their mind, okay? So, for example, in the case of Rewardsly, what are we trying to do here? We want to offer them a service that is going to provide reward systems for their existing customers or any new customers they get. And it's going to work through QR codes. And also, this is a very easy setup for them. And you can offer them the free services like giving them earpods and that sort of thing, right? Now, you see how it says here, your business and all that stuff? Everything can be customized, right? And the beauty is all the selling is done by the videos that you create using the power of personalization. So that means every single video email that you send, that's what you're able to create here, you can send them personalized the way you see it here. So for example, here's this here. Hi Paul, hoping this helps your business. In the new Gmail system, and if you're probably using Gmail, and a lot of businesses use Gmail for work, but it works with every email campaign out there. It doesn't really require one or the other. It works with everyone. So anyway, this can be any business, imagine, right? Now check this out. Hoping this helps your business, right? Why wouldn't anybody open it up, right? Now, in here, you check this out. I was researching some of your businesses. I saw some great work you're doing. What we specialize in is to grow your business. We're providing you, for example, rewards, incentive programs, and that kind of thing, or gift cards that we can offer to your business. And check it out. And you see that video there in the bottom. That can be Melissa's demo video of what you can offer them. That could be Jessica's, or it could be John, Jeff, Adam, whoever, right? Whoever that actual decision maker is that you got here. Now, the beauty is, think of it this way, right? If I'm saying, let me run the whole rewards campaign for you, I'll pay for the cost of the actual reward at the end of the day, if it's earbuds or whatever it is, and let me prove to you that it's going to work. It's not going to cost you a single penny to get started, right? And here in that video, what you're actually showing, and that part is automated too. You don't have to be like a video expert or something. It's automated. There are over 300 plus niches that all these videos are created automatically by professional spokespersons and professional, people in different industries. So to say if that business is a spa, it shows how you can grow that spa's revenue. If it is, for example, chiropractor, it's going to show how that chiropractor can get more appointments. You see my point? It's completely automated. Now, here, check this poll. It can be anywhere. You see how it says hello Paul? It can be hello Jeff, hello Melissa, hello Bob, whoever, right? Whoever the decision maker is. Imagine this. When somebody sees this video email, right, without them even having to go to a website, go anywhere else, they can see it right away. And it's fully mobile compatible because we use YouTube to make this happen, which is powerful because YouTube works with all the different brands and businesses out there. Now, you see how this is your business here, right? That could be the business's logo, which automatically through machine learning you grab when you actually get that person's website and other information that the Fortune 500 company provides us, right? So that means when you put their logo, don't you agree with me that that business will be, wow, okay, this person actually took the time to address me by my name. They took the time to actually put my logo of my business, and they've also actually gone into some of the biggest pain points I'm having, right? You see my point there? That is powerful. Let me repeat that again, how powerful that is, right? You can imagine, right? So this is the most powerful thing that you can do here simply because of one thing. This can be any business that you can do this to, right? You can do this for any, even digital marketing businesses, let's say an e-commerce business or whatever it is, you can do the same process. And every little thing that the spokesperson speaks will be personalized to that business, obviously. And you can customize the logo in there. You can even that logo that you see to the left, and you can do it on scale. Meaning, if I give you 100 clients today, it's going to be doing that all 100 of them on autopilot. It's going to take a couple of minutes to do for 100, as it would maybe even one, right? It doesn't really matter because you're using automation to make this whole thing possible. And the spokesperson here in this case will actually sell and do the selling for you. You don't have to be an expert salesperson or anything like that. Does that make sense? That spokesperson right here is going to do all the selling for you. And this is where it gets very, very powerful, right? Now, let me explain this so you can see what the spokesperson really says and does so that you get an idea, okay? So once this, let me show you this right now so you can see it and you can actually appreciate how they see it from their side of things, right? So that it will make a lot more sense to you once you see this. Okay, all right, so let me show you here so that you can actually hear it as well from right in front of your eyes. Services, then contact our efficient executive to find out more about our various services created to meet your exact needs. So as you can see to the bottom left here is actually a logo. Again, logo of my business placed here so that it's unique and it is something that will capture the attention of the decision maker. Again, super fast, super automated. You can do it hundreds and hundreds of video unmuted in just a few minutes, right? And this is where automation should work in your favor, right? Like if you were to do these these are not only made to get attention, but these are actually also to grab that person to make a decision right away because you're actually taking the time to personalize this over for them. So how deep can we go with this video email? Well, look at this. Like, let's look at it this way. So now you see how it says, Paul's demo video, as I mentioned, right? That can be customized. And this is actually the video title itself and the description on YouTube. So by default, they're all unlisted. Okay, so just in case you're wondering, oh, will hundreds of businesses see this in my YouTube channel? No, they're unlisted by default, so nobody's going to see them except for the person who's actually addressed it. So that means they take the time. They'll be like, wow, this person took the time to do so. And the beauty is, you can bring in any video out here and add in stuff, personalization. So if you already have a bunch of videos or you already have a bunch of stuff, or you can use our own professional ones done with different spokespersons and different other animations and all that stuff. So it looks amazing, right? It looks like somebody spent thousands of dollars to create something like this. And again, you see how the customization is, how beautiful it looks, hello Paul. And it can be done in any language as well. It can be hola Paul in Spanish, Italian, German, whatever it is, right? And the beauty with this is you can offer any service. It can be reward-free services. You can offer website design. You can offer, for example, SEO. You can offer video creation. You can offer any actual, if you will, service or product or whatever right here, right? And this can be done again, as I said, hundreds of them on the fly. It doesn't take you more than a couple of minutes because you're using the power of artificial intelligence to figure out, okay, this video or whatever, this is how we have to customize. We already have the data of that business. So now let's reach them and let's close them and make them into a customer, right? Now, why is this so powerful? So let me show you an example, okay? This is one of the businesses out there which reached out to me recently. This is Video Blocks, which is basically $15,000 to $20,000 a year a business. Now check this out, right? Says, hey Paul, I hope this finds you well. I've been researching blah 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 companies like yourself. Would you like to get on a quick call and run through this? And this right here, this business uses it to make tens of millions of dollars a year. Now, what you're adding here is what enterprises already use. They call it snazzy terms like growth hacking or whatever to get these clients. You're just automating it through video email specifically because people don't have time to read stuff these days. They want to watch what you can do, right? It's like, for example, you can either tell them or you can show them, right? Showing them is a lot more powerful.